There is a woman in Pennsylvania, 73 years old, who woke up on the morning of July 2nd, checked her bank account, and saw her Social Security deposit sitting exactly where it always was. She went to pay her pharmacy bill. The payment was declined. The money was visible on the screen. She could see every dollar of it, and she could not spend a single cent. Nobody had called her. No letter had come in the mail. She had done nothing wrong, not one thing. And the reason her own funds were completely locked away from her connects directly to a rule change that went into effect earlier this year. One that millions of people collecting Social Security have never been told about. If you receive Social Security or SSI, this is something that could happen to you in July. So take the next few minutes because what follows is exactly what you need to do to make sure it does not. Right now, in July 2026, there are 3 distinct financial changes actively affecting seniors across the country. These changes touch your monthly deposit, your ability to access the money in your account, and the layer of protection that sits around your retirement savings. Most people who receive Social Security benefits either have not heard about all 3 of them, or they have heard something vague without understanding the one concrete step required to actually stay protected. These are not hypothetical concerns for some distant future. These are real scenarios with real dollar amounts attached to them. And right now they are either working in your favor or leaving you exposed depending entirely on whether one phone call was made or one number was ever confirmed. The first thing to understand is the rule that can freeze access to your own money. In January 2026, federal regulators formalized something now being referred to in connection with FINRA Rule 266 proposals, a regulation that gives your bank the legal authority to place a hold of up to 15 business days on a deposit when their automated system suspects that an older customer may be experiencing financial exploitation. Before this rule existed, banks had very limited power to pause your funds. That has changed. They now have documented federal backing to do exactly that, and they are using it. The intention behind this rule is entirely legitimate. Seniors in this country lose more than $3.5 billion every year to financial criminals. The rule was written to stop the grandmother from wiring her life savings to a romance scammer to protect the retiree who handed over banking details to someone pretending to be a grandchild in trouble. That threat is real. But here's what nobody warned you about. The bank is not reviewing your account with a careful human being who understands your life. They built an automated system, in many cases now powered by artificial intelligence, that monitors your spending patterns, learns your usual behavior, and flags anything that deviates from it. That system cannot distinguish between a fraud attempt and a perfectly normal decision you made about your own money. And when it gets it wrong, which it does with troubling regularity, you are the one sitting on the outside of a frozen account with no clear way in. The number that should give you pause is this. That hold window is up to 15 business days, not calendar days, business days. Weekends are excluded. Federal holidays are excluded. A freeze that starts on the Thursday before a holiday weekend can stretch into 4 full calendar weeks. 4 weeks of deposits arriving that you cannot touch. 4 weeks of bills coming due. 4 weeks of prescriptions sitting at the counter waiting. And what frustrates people most once they are inside one of these freezes is that the teller cannot release it. The customer service line cannot release it. In most cases, even the branch manager cannot release it. The hold was placed by a separate internal compliance department that customers have no direct access to. There is no number to call. You simply wait. What sets a freeze in motion? Your July deposit can be flagged the instant it arrives if your account has recently changed in a way the system reads as irregular. A newly changed direct deposit, a fresh joint owner or authorized user, a period of dormancy followed by sudden account activity, a withdrawal that breaks your established spending pattern. None of these things indicate that anything is wrong. All of them can result in a hold on your money. Here is what actually protects you. The first step is free and takes about 5 minutes. Call your bank today, not this weekend, today, and add what is known as a trusted contact to your account. A trusted contact is one person, a son, a daughter, a close friend, whose name and phone number you provide to the bank in advance. This person is not a joint account holder. They cannot see your balance, access your money, or make any decisions about your account. What they can do is answer a phone call. When the automated system flags your account and a freeze is about to go into effect, the trusted contact gives the bank an alternative path. Instead of locking everything down, the bank makes one call. Your daughter says, "Yes, my mother is fine. That withdrawal was intentional. The freeze never happens." You never even know it was coming. Ask to use these exact words when you call. "I would like to add a trusted contact to my account. Can you walk me through the process?" 5 minutes, done. This is the most powerful individual account protection available to people on Social Security in 2026, and most people have never done it because no one ever told them it was an option. The second protection involves a phrase most seniors have never encountered. Ask your branch manager about something called a Benefits Protection Designation. This is a flag that can be placed on your account that tells the bank's automated monitoring system that this account receives federal benefit payments and that any hold on an incoming federal deposit should be escalated immediately to a human reviewer rather than sitting in an automated queue for 2 weeks. The words to use with the manager are, "I receive Social Security benefits by direct deposit, and I want to ensure that any hold on an incoming federal benefit payment is reviewed by a person within 24 hours. A branch manager can set this up in one visit, and it can make an enormous difference if something goes wrong in July. There is also a federal protection worth knowing before you ever need it. Under federal law, banks are required to protect the equivalent of 2 months of your directly deposited Social Security or SSI benefits from any creditor freeze or garnishment order. If a creditor ever places a levy on your account, your last 2 months of benefit deposits are legally protected and must remain accessible to you. If that situation ever arises, ask the bank specifically about the 2-month federal benefit look-back protection. Know it exists now. The second change is one that is actively costing seniors money at this very moment. Before explaining it fully, here are the exact July payment dates because knowing when your deposit is supposed to arrive is the foundation for everything else. If you receive SSI, your regular July payment arrives July 1st. If you receive both Social Security and SSI, your Social Security payment arrives July 2nd. If you receive Social Security only and were born between the 1st and the 10th of any month, your payment arrives July 8th. Born between the 11th and the 20th, July 15th. Born between the 21st and the 31st, July 22nd. Write your specific date down right now and set a recurring calendar reminder. Know that date before the payment is supposed to arrive, not after you realize it has not come. There is also something specific to July 2026 that most SSI recipients do not know. SSI recipients will receive 2 deposits this month, the regular July 1st payment and an early August payment on July 31st. This happens because August 1st falls on a Saturday and there is no separate SSI payment in August. 2 deposits in July is correct. Do not be alarmed if you see it, but do not treat that July 31st deposit as bonus money. It is your August benefit arriving early. Now here is why knowing your exact payment date matters far beyond just planning your budget, and it has nothing at all to do with the SSA. The window between when a payment is expected and when it has not yet arrived is the precise moment scammers target most deliberately. They know exactly when Social Security payment dates fall. They time their calls to land in that window on purpose. A person who is already anxious about a deposit that has not shown up is far more likely to engage with a caller who presents themselves as a solution. The caller does not need to do much convincing. The anxiety is already there. They simply position themselves as the answer to a problem you are already feeling. On February 20th of 2026, the SSA Office of the Inspector General issued a formal public warning about a sharp and documented increase in government imposter scams specifically targeting Social Security recipients. A federal agency felt it was necessary to sound a public alarm because the volume had grown serious enough to demand it. Here is exactly how this scam operates. You check your account. The money has not arrived or you cannot access it. You are worried. Then a call comes in. The caller identifies as a representative of the SSA, the Treasury, or a federal payment office. They explain that because of the 2026 electronic payment transition, your account information needs to be reconfirmed to prevent any interruption to your payments. They have your name. Sometimes they have the last 4 digits of your account number. They sound official, they sound urgent. Then they ask for your full routing number, your full account number, or a one-time verification code that was just sent to your phone. The moment any of those pieces of information are handed over, the caller can redirect your next deposit to an account they control. Under the current electronic system, account changes can process in as little as 1 business day. The SSA documented a specific 4-step sequence that every version of this scam follows. They call it the 4 Ps. First, the caller pretends to be from a federal agency, often with a spoofed caller ID displaying a real government number. Second, they present an urgent problem, a flagged account, a suspended payment, and unverified enrollment. Third, they apply pressure, usually a 24 to 48-hour deadline designed specifically to stop you from pausing long enough to check with a family member. Fourth, they ask for payment information, your routing number, account number, social security number, or a verification code. Pretend, problem, pressure, payment. If you find yourself inside a conversation that follows that pattern, you are not speaking with anyone from the federal government. End the call. Write this rule down somewhere, you will see it. A legitimate federal agency contacts you about account verification by mail, not by phone, not by text, not by email. The SSA, the Treasury, and every federal disbursement office follow the same protocol. They do not initiate outbound calls to ask you to confirm your banking information. Contact flows one direction only. You call them, they do not call you. One sentence is all that is needed. I do not confirm account information over inbound calls. Then hang up and report the contact to the SSA fraud hotline at 1-802-690-271 and to the FTC at ftc.gov. The most powerful step in this entire section is one most people have not taken. Create or log into your My Social Security account at SSA.gov this week. Before any problem arrives, when an active account exists, the SSA sends you a direct alert anytime someone attempts to change your address or your direct deposit information. If someone obtains your details and attempts to redirect your July payment, you receive a notification immediately. While there is still time to stop it, and here is what closes the door permanently. If you do not yet have an account, a scammer who gets hold of your information can potentially create one in your name and redirect your benefits before you realize what happened. Creating the account yourself means that option is no longer available to them. It takes roughly 15 minutes. You need your social security number, an email address, and a phone number for verification. If it feels like too much to do alone, ask a trusted family member to sit with you for one afternoon and work through it together. The third change is the one that matters most specifically in July 2026, and it is the exact situation the woman in Pennsylvania walked into at the beginning of this. Here is what happened. If you switch to direct deposit at any point in the last 2 to 3 years, your enrollment may not be current right now, even though your payments have been arriving on schedule. Bank mergers, closed accounts, updated routing numbers, and account changes all create a broken link between your SSA enrollment record and your actual current banking information. Your payments kept coming because the connection still held. But the moment that link breaks, the next deposit has nowhere to go and you will not be warned. No letter will arrive, no alert will come. You will simply check your account on payment day and find nothing there. There is a second layer to this that is specific to July. Your SSA record and your bank account record must now match exactly. Warts, not approximately. Exactly. The name as it appears on your social security card must be identical to the name on your bank account. The address on file with the SSA must match your bank's current records. Your routing number must be confirmed and current on the SSA side. Under the current monitoring environment, any one of these 3 things being out of alignment can cause your July payment to be flagged the instant it arrives. The money lands, the bank receives it, and you cannot access a single dollar of it while the automated system holds it for review. That is precisely what happened in Pennsylvania. The deposit was visible on the screen. It was frozen behind a mismatch she did not know existed. This happens to people who moved recently and updated their bank but forgot to update the SSA. It happens to people whose name appears differently on their social security card than on their bank account following a marriage or a name change years ago. It happens to people whose routing number changed when their bank was acquired and the new number was never sent to the SSA. Here is how to close this gap in about 5 minutes. Log into your My Social Security account at SSA.gov and navigate to the payment settings. Confirm that the routing number and account number currently on file match your active account exactly. Not an account from 2 years ago, not a bank that was acquired, the account that is open and active today. If an online account is not yet set up, call the SSA at 1-8077-21213 and ask the representative to read back the routing number and the last 4 digits of the account number currently on file. Compare that against your current account documentation. If anything does not match, update it during that same call. Then call your bank and confirm the same 3 details on their side: your exact legal name, your current address, and your routing number. Both checks SSA side and bank side. One without the other is not enough. Do not skip this step because your last few payments arrived without any trouble. That assumption is exactly what leaves someone staring at a frozen or missing deposit with no understanding of why. And here's the protocol for if something does go wrong. If your July payment date arrives and nothing has posted, wait 3 full business days before taking any action. Most delays in the electronic system, posting delays at the bank, processing timing, minor schedule shifts resolve within that window on their own. Acting inside those 3 days, particularly accepting callbacks from unknown numbers or giving information to anyone who reaches out offering to help, is exactly when and how fraud finds people. The scammer calls on Wednesday because your payment did not arrive Wednesday morning. The anxiety is real. The caller sounds like a resolution. Wait the 3 business days. Then call your bank directly using the number printed on the back of your card and ask whether a payment is pending. If your bank confirms nothing has arrived after 3 full business days, call the SSA at 1-8077-21213 using the number you locate yourself at SSA.gov. Never a number a caller provided. They will trace the payment and begin the recovery process. Here is everything that needs to happen before this week is over, laid out simply. First, call your bank and accomplish 2 things in that 1 call or visit. Add a trusted contact, 1 name, 1 phone number, someone who can confirm you are fine if a transaction gets flagged. Then ask the branch manager to add a benefits protection designation so that any hold on an incoming federal deposit is escalated to a human reviewer within 24 hours. Both steps are free. Both can be completed in a single call. Second, write down your exact July payment date. SSI recipients, July 1st. Those receiving both Social Security and SSI, July 2nd. Born between the 1st and the 10th, July 8th. Born between the 11th and the 20th, July 15th. Born between the 21st and the 31st, July 22nd. Set a calendar reminder and commit the 3 business day rule to memory. If your payment has not arrived by your date, wait 3 full business days before making any move. And never respond to an inbound call about your payment. You call them, they do not call you. Third, log into SSA.gov this week and confirm that the routing number and account number on file match your active account exactly. If you have changed banks, closed an account, or had a routing number updated in the last 2 to 3 years, fix it today before a mismatch causes a frozen or missing payment in July. And while you are there, if a My Social Security account has not been created yet, create one. It will notify you immediately if anyone tries to redirect your benefits, and it prevents a scammer from creating an account in your name before you get the chance. 3 steps, around 30 minutes total. That is what separates walking into July fully protected on all 3 fronts from walking in exposed. Every one of these changes requires action. The freeze rule protects fraud victims automatically, but it only shields you from a wrongful hold if the trusted contact was set up first. The scam alert only reaches you if the account was already created. The record mismatch only gets caught before it costs you if you check it before the payment arrives. None of these protections sends a notification when you are exposed. None of them calls. None of them flags your account and tells you what you are missing. The system simply waits. The people who stay protected are not the ones with the most complicated finances. They are the ones who knew which specific things to check and check them before the window closed. If someone you know is collecting Social Security or on Medicare, pass this along to them. A neighbor, a sibling, a parent, someone from your community. One conversation might be the only thing standing between their July payment landing safely and it sitting frozen on the other side of a screen they cannot get through. The bank is not going to call them and explain any of this to you.